Monday, October 8, 2012. This is Mercedes Diesel Guy, and this is my 1983 Mercedes 240 Diesel. It's Columbus Day, so I've got today off work, so I decided to do a little work on the car. Today, I'm actually going to be getting stuff out of the car. You can see the interior is filled with not just the ratty old interior. You can see the driver's seat there and the console, but all these parts in the front and the back. So my next task is to clean everything I can out of the interior, probably pull the seats, with the exception of the driver's seat, which I will need for moving the car in and out of the garage. I'll probably pull it out when I absolutely need to clean there, but the reason is, if you look here under the carpets, see all this oil and grit on the floor. This is the exact same kind of crap that was in the engine compartment, and now the previous owner put that there, to I guess prevent against further rust, and I suppose it worked to a degree, although I think he applied it, way after he already had rust, and he's already done some patchwork. You can see some metal riveted in there, but I'm going to be pulling the interior out to clean that up, and I want to clean out all the oil and crud that I can, so I can get to repairing the car as best I can. So I'm going to get to that now, and what I'm probably going to end up doing is storing a lot of these parts in the basement, because I just don't have the room in the garage. Just wanted to show you this. This is some of the stuff I've taken out of the trunk. I was storing these spare wheels and some of the new exhaust in the trunk. This brand new exhaust came with the car, and when I lifted the muffler out of the trunk, I noticed a rattling and started shaking it. You can see all this debris here. The green foil looks like it's from Christmas Hershey's Kisses, if I had to guess, and more of these nutshells that I had seen throughout the car, in the interior and the engine compartment. And that's not all. I mean, the bulk of it actually came out right here when I shook it out right behind the car. So yeah, it looks like a mouse had taken up residence in there too. So, but I don't think this is while I've owned the car. I think this is all still left over from when the car was with the previous owner. So, getting back to work now. As you can see, I have the carpeting out now, as well as all the parts. I'm still going to be probably pulling 3 out of the 4 seats out of the car today. Also mostly cleaned out the trunk, but I'm also going to take out the side panels and the rear panel here. The rear panel, of course, is not screwed in. The car didn't come with any of these 3 panels, or the trunk mat, which is out of the car now, or the wood panel. I had to get that all used after I bought the car, and it's all still filthy. Still needs to be cleaned, and I also have to clean behind it. You can see a good amount of dirt and crud here in the spare wheel well that I also need to clean out. So, okay, this is going to be the last bit of video for the day, and I'm probably going to have to edit this whole thing down quite a bit. You can see it still looks really filthy in here, but I did scrape up the piles and piles of dirt and oil, and then I picked it up with a shop vacuum. You can still see it's really filthy in here, but now next time I'm out here next weekend, I can come back out here with the garden hose and bottles of degreaser and get this all clean. You can see I have the driver's seat unbolted here, so I could scrape up crud from beneath it. So, still quite a way to go, but you can see I'm picking up some of the insulation here. A lot of this was actually pretty loose on this side, so I didn't need the heat gun and just did it by hand. And you can look back here, you can see a whole bunch of surface rust on the metal. And that's why whenever I get a hold of one of these old Northeastern Mercedes here, I always take up the floor coating, because that was all covered by the floor coating. that was only going to get worse. As it is, I can take a wire brush to that, clean it up, and toss some Eastwood rust encapsulator on that. So, still a long way to go. If I'm going to be doing any welded repairs, I want all this oil out of here. But who knows, I believe there is probably some in the rockers, and if it looks like I can't get that out, I may simply be forced to do rivet repairs. I don't know yet. We'll see what happens when it comes to that. But basically, I'm not gonna. If it looks like it's gonna happen, I'm not gonna risk setting the car on fire to do a welded repair, because I honestly believe that a riveted repair will be strong enough. And if I treat it properly, I don't think it'll be a rust concern. But that's a long way down the road. So, kind of done in here. I have to bolt the driver's seat back in order to drive the car back into the garage, but that won't take me more than a minute or so. And I also did a lot of cleanup here in the trunk. Once again, oil and dirt. Scraped it up and vacuumed it. Trunk's not in too bad shape. I mean, there's a hole right there. Pretty typical for these cars. And another bit down there, and you can see previous owner riveted repair right there. Anyhow, that's where I am for today. I had hoped to actually get out, to get the rest of this out with garden hose and degreaser and scrubbing, but I'm not going to get to that today. It looks like that'll be next weekend's job. So, for now, this is Mercedes Diesel Guy, and thanks for watching.